So on the screen, you see two women here, and their names are Shearer and Dongayla Dobson, right? They're two mothers from Kentucky, and they went on a Carnival Cruise that docked in the Bahamas. They are alleging that they left the boat, went to this water park, this beach, where two men came and sold them drinks. And as they would, you know what? I'll read it for you all. Let's get into the story. We're going to read what the neighborhood talk says happened, and then we're going to read the Daily Mail UK, and then we're going to get into all of the details. So the neighborhood talk is saying, neighbors, we previously reported about two Kentucky women who alleged that they were capital R worded while vacationing in the Bahamas. Well, the resort where the alleged attack happened has issued a statement in regard to the women's claims. Pirate Cove Zipline and Water Park noted that they have a zero tolerance policy for fraternizing with guests and that they assisted local authorities with identifying the suspects who were their employees. However, the statement also reads, upon further review of the surveillance video, the allegations made on site, they've updated this because this is not what it said before. This part wasn't in there before. It says the allegations made in conflict what the timestamp surveillance video contains. The result also noted that the two women refused to go to the hospital. Wow, they added in all of this info. Very interesting. Okay. Part of the reason that I say that that's interesting is because this info wasn't in there before and they added it, right? The result did admit that they fired the two accused employees because it appears they did violate their zero tolerance policy. However, they have advised everyone to consider all the facts before jumping to conclusions. The accusers, Shearer and Dongayla Dobson, alleged that they were denied capital R word kits. Local authorities are still investigating the claims. We will keep you updated. So this is different than the original report that I had seen. However, that's fine because I commented on this and I wanted you all to see some of the comments that I had gotten back in regard. So here's an attorney that is commenting and saying, this reminds me of those cases where white women get caught cheating, so they lie on black men, right? Another person says they got drunk, got effed, and when they sobered up, they realized they both gave up the cookies for free, came back home to their white husbands, and just in case they end up with an STD, right? Bringing racism overseas to other people, country is nasty work. Someone else says, so basically, wasted and cheated on their partners and they're now crying R word. Let me find out someone got raw dogged in the Bahamas and live in a red state where abortion laws are tighter than what they bring to tell. Anyway, part of the reason that I bring this up is because, listen, we don't know these women. We don't know these men. They have some video, so I'm going to play the video. But what's startling to me is there were people who were saying, this is part of the reason that I left my comment, because people were saying, I heard that they refused kits. I heard this, I heard that. And then a lot of people started reposting that, right? So I went and commented and I said, because the information was lacking. So I said, I just read the article off of Instagram, and the women did in fact have drugs in their system, benzodiazepines, an extreme sedative and trance drug. So people were commenting saying that the women had refused rape kits, but the women are saying that they were refused rape kits. So I said, I wouldn't go defending the men until more information is out. This is what I say. Oh, you all can't even see because it's not on the screen. But this is my comment right here. This is what I commented because people were just jumping to any type of conclusion that they could or would. And this is my thing. Black women, this is not our effing fight. This is not our fight. And I'm going to tell you why. Black men are notorious for becoming weak in the knees for white women, for giving it up for the chance at being with a white woman. These men would not be in this position had they not, while on the job, on the clock, decided to have intercourse, however that came about, whether they were drugged, their penis. These women are saying that these men were atop them. Why were they having intercourse with these women? So this is not our fight, black women. And part of the reason that I added this to this broadcast about the black male worship is because the black male worship is being extended overseas. You don't know these men and what time they were on. You don't know them. You don't know what they're all about. You don't know what they had up their sleeve. I'm going to read the article from the Daily Mail so that you can see what news sources are reporting. News sources are reporting that they had no alcohol in their system. So the women are saying that the drinks that they were given must have been just a cocktail of drugs. This is what they're saying. Do I know what happened? No, I don't. And so I'm not going to go around defending men that I don't know. I don't know them. I don't know what they were doing. Far too many black women were jumping in the comments, even so much so that some started to attack me. Let me show you. Listen, the comments were going back and forth so furiously that I had to tell, I was like, you know what? You all are making me feel like going live on this. And then this woman deleted her comments and I didn't get a chance to save them beforehand, right? So here, there's a woman on Instagram who commented back to me. And what she said to me was, why don't you just admit that you hate black men? And then she went on to call me a black Karen, right? I think she called me a big black Karen, something along those lines. She was like, go ahead, you big black Karen. So I wrote back to her, go ahead, big mammy. And then she came back with, you're talking about your dead grandmother. And it reminded me of this whole big beef that Nicki Minaj has gotten into where she decided to start talking about this woman's dead mother, Megan Thee Stallion's dead mother. And I wrote back to this woman, my grandmother is dead. I don't get it. And then after that, she deleted her comment or she blocked me or whatever. I don't know because her comment is missing now for context. So it's like she wanted to call me names in defense of two black men in the Bahamas whom she does not know. So a black woman will go and kick you in the pussy, stab you in the back, elbow you, superfly snookum you down onto the ground in defense of a black man. Black men she don't even know halfway across the damn world who were getting into God knows what. Keep your dick in your goddamn pants. Why the hell are you guest on the goddamn beach? No date, no nothing. So people are saying that these women were hopped up on cocktails of drugs. Okay, so you see some intoxicated women and the first thing you think about is sticking your dick in them? Well, you're going to get what you deserve. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Why are you having intercourse with strange white women? Like they wouldn't even, they couldn't give up the chance. You couldn't even say, well, you know what? If you're on that type of time, let me come back to your room. No. I'll read to you. So listen, so there's a bunch of comments, right? A bunch of comments with people responding back to me. And I had to say, listen, because people are attacking me, telling me to shut my damn mouth and all this other stuff, right? Telling me, oh, they took a Xanax. Oh, there was no benzodiazepine or whatever it's called, benzodiazepine, whatever it's called, in their system. Going off on me, right? Nonetheless. So Kara is saying we need more info, witnesses, something. This is what I'm saying. Black women, don't go out of your way to defend these damn men. Because if it was a white man who had done something to you, these same men would not be up in arms with no picket signs. They'd be like, you got what you deserved. That's why you can't be with these white men. But they want to run gallivanting around, sticking their dick here and there, and they want to be able to, listen, we already know the status quo. We know the history of it. We know the history. And they're still risking it all for a chance to be able to touch some white meat. You know how they get? Where the white women at? Noses running. So, no, whatever. So here, there's some videos that come along with this. Let's see. Here's a long statement, and then here's some video. Here, let's listen. These are the women right here.
Pictures of the beach.
Just enjoy our last day.
It was our worst day.
I noticed a lot of people are asking what has happened, why aren't we being so active?
The pair says they took a taxi to a beach on Grand Bahama Sunday morning. In this photo, you can see them enjoying their first drink of the day. Less than an hour later, the women say they lost consciousness and staff members at a local resort sexually assaulted them. They say they tested positive for multiple drugs.
I said, no, I want a rape kit. There's nothing you can do without a rape kit. And they refused a rape kit.
After they say Bahamian police failed them, Dobson and Shearer are back home in central Kentucky, demanding justice and warning others.
We didn't find out that there was a travel advisory. We want to go to the beach and
Take pictures of the beach.
just enjoy our last day.
It was our worst day.
I know.
Until after we got on the
4
boat.
hours after.
We were.
Just days before their cruise, the U.S. issued a level 2 advisories for travelers to the Bahamas, citing an uptick in cases of homicide
Somebody,
and sexual
hold
violence.
on. Somebody saying they look like the typical racist women. I don't care. So what? Well, they stuck their dick in women that look like the typical racist women. Black women, this isn't our effing fight. Let these men handle themselves. They're leaders, right? Let them go lead the protest on this. Let them take charge. But too many of us are flapping our capes in the damn wind, so much so that some black woman talking about my dead grandmother in defense of some men in the Bahamas she don't know. Please, girl, please. So they look like, well, these men made a poor choice. They should have chosen better. These are the leaders, right? They should have chosen better. That's all I got to say. And there better not be no damn black women in my comments defending these motherfuckers. Not one. No. Not here. You lay down with dogs. You get up with fleas. If you want to be at your job any and everything that comes your way stumbling, white women, listen, you want to play those games? Go play those games. Play stupid games. You win stupid prizes. So no, I ain't defending them at all. This has nothing to do with no alleged hate or nothing like that. This has to do with letting grown men take responsibility for their grown man actions. You want to act stupid? You want to go have intercourse with women that you don't know, knowing that we live in a culture where your word is worth less than theirs? Please. Don't shit where you eat. Don't f where you eat. Now they're fired. Why? Because they just couldn't. And there's a policy of zero fraternization. So what the hell are you doing? I'm not defending you. I don't know nothing about this story. I'm minding my black ass business, my black woman business. That's what I'm doing. I'm letting the men handle this. You see, the thing is because they want to tell you to be submissive until they need a dog in the fight. They call you all types of bulldog and hyena until they need that bulldog energy. And then here you come, sharpened teeth in tow, defending black men that you don't even effing know. I thought it was bad that we were defending celebrity black men who were accused of R word. Now we're defending N words we don't know. Please, you must be mad. Not here. I don't know them. I don't know what type of time they were on. I don't know what state the women were in. I don't know how they were stumbling. I don't know. I wasn't there. So I'm just going to sit back until more information is out. You know how I am. I'm about the truth, whether your skin is brown or not. Listen, what is the truth in this situation? I'm not going to stand up and pick up a cape for no one. Not without the truth. No, and especially not for a man. Please, because of what he did with his... Please. Women should be very cautious when traveling.
Linz.
Be safe. 2 is not a group. 2 is not a group. Do not buy any drinks
Don't do any
that
excursions.
come unless they come sealed in a sealed container in a bottle that you open yourself.
Thousands of dollars of preventative medication and months of therapy are ahead for Dobson and Shearer. Yet just 48 hours later, the women decided to take their story public,
Because we don't want this to happen to anybody else.
hoping others will take their warning seriously. In Garrett County, Andrew Lamparski, LEX 18 News.
And so these are the bruises that the women had on them after the alleged attack. Listen, I don't know what happened. Somebody is saying BBC fantasy gone wrong. We don't know what. We don't know whether or not they had a fantasy of BBC. For all I know, they don't like black men. And they were getting some drinks from the employees there who they thought they were buying drinks from. We don't know. I don't know whether or not they like big black dick or little pink cock or medium yellow weenie. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that this isn't my business. but I see far too many black women online defending this madness. Let's go ahead and read the article from the Daily Mail. Two women who say they were R-worded, drugged and R-worded by staff at the Bahamas resort during a cruise slam Carnival for not informing them of State Department warning against visiting. So this is what I'm saying. These people are going to mess up anybody wanting to be near them because they got no damn self-control. All right, let's see what this article says. All right. Two Kentucky women who claim they were drugged and R-worded by staff at a Bahamas resort have accused Carnival Cruise of failing to alert them of the State Department warning against visiting the country. Amber Shearer and Dongayla Dobson, both 31-year-old moms, say they were attacked on the last day of their 4-day cruise after the ship docked at Freeport in Grand Bahamas on Sunday. You need to be aware because our cruise line did not make us aware of a travel advisory, Shearer told News Nation's Cuomo on Wednesday. We had no idea what was going on in the Bahamas, none whatsoever. I just want people to be safe. Dongayla and I, we've been together for 2 decades as best friends. We thought we could protect each other and be safe, and it's not enough. The U.S. Department issued 2 travel warnings for the country at the end of January, advising extreme caution after a spate of daylight murders and sexual assaults. Despite the warning, the boat still docked at the Caribbean nation. All right, so there's a national travel advisory for sexual assault in the Bahamas, and you think I'm going to defend any of the men there that I don't know? You're crazy. So these are the women on their cruises. And these are their legs all bruised up. Oh, look. Cuomo has a video on here. Let's see what his video says.
A lot of people didn't take them seriously, like me. Why? Because it didn't appear that any American tourists had been harmed. It looked like gang-on-gang violence, okay? But now that's changed. 2 moms from Kentucky went on a cruise together to the Bahamas. They dock at a local beach. They go out there to spend the day. The women say they were drugged, they were raped, and the Bahamian authorities treated them like criminals. Joining us now is Amber Shearer and Dongayla Dobson, and their attorney, Nicholas Gerson. Counsel, thanks for being with us. Jump in as needed. First of all, ladies, I am very sorry to meet you under these circumstances, and I know that this is the last thing that you want front of mind, but I truly appreciate you wanting other people to understand the story so it doesn't happen again. Amber, I'll start with you. What do you want people to know?
I want people to be safe. And two's not enough. Dongayla and I thought as best friends, the 2 of us, we've been together for 2 decades. We thought that we could protect each other and to be safe, and it's not enough. You shouldn't take any excursions that aren't directly with the resort you're booking, aren't directly with the cruise line that you're booking. You need to stay within those bounds. And you need to be aware because our cruise line did not make us aware of a travel advisory. We had no idea what was going on in the Bahamas.
And
None
just to
whatsoever.
be clear, so people understand, and Dongayla, you can pick up the story here. This is not about you guys going out and at 4 o'clock in the morning things go sideways. You've given us a picture. You say you guys were offered a drink, buy one, get one free. It was the only drink that you had. And there's a picture of you guys on the beach enjoying yourselves. You're saying that this cutout pineapple thing, this was the drink. You had one drink, it was this drink, and what happened after you had it?
I had the coconut and Dongayla had the pineapple, and we were offered a 2-for-1 deal. And with as expensive as everything else was, we were like, okay, we're catching a break. We'll do the 2-for-1 deal. We felt the drinks were really strong, but Dongayla and I are both gastric sleeve patients, so our stomachs can't tolerate much, so we don't drink often anyways. But less than a few drinks into the second drink, we knew something was wrong. Something was terribly wrong.
We have videos that we have taken on our phones 15 minutes between when we first got the drink and 15 minutes later. And our family and our friends are messaging us, concerned about us. Like, are you sure that you only had one drink? Is that all? Like, are you guys okay? Like, they thought maybe we were fibbing a little bit to our friends about how much we'd actually had to drink. And it even had me questioning myself, well, Lord, how much did I drink? When we got back to Carnival Cruise Line and we were finally given our kits, we were given toxicology tests and a breathalyzer. I blew 0.0000.
I blew 0.006.
We were not drunk.
So
we were not drunk at all.
Understood. Amber, let's talk about what did happen here. So you have the drink. You don't really know what's going on, but as Dongayla just said, that your friends and family were like, whoa, something's off. What happened next? What was done to you?
We were taking photos in the ocean, and
we kind of decided at this point we want to get out of the ocean. We're feeling it a little bit. We're going to look for seashells for our kids. I found a little piece of like a conch shell, which I could send one of them to go get it, but it's a little piece of a conch shell.
Okay.
And this guy staff worker that had been there, he's like, oh, I know where tons of these are. We'll take you over there.
The man in the photo, there was a man posted in one of my photos. The man who raped me, he was the one that directed us as to where to go
to find the shells.
To find the shells.
Chris, if I may,
counsel.
Yeah, I wanted to point out one of the issues with Carnival specifically in this case is they have a legal duty to warn about dangerous conditions that they know should have known about. And what's also remarkable in this case is there's a federal statute that's called the Cruise Ship Vessel Safety and Security Act of 2010 that requires victims of crime at high sea, and being in the Bahamas would constitute being on the high seas. They're supposed to offer them contact with the FBI.
Right.
None of that was offered. Carnival actually markets this particular excursion on their website. They actually profit from, in most of the excursion cases, they profit from the excursion operator because they're the ones that are actually bringing them the business. So Carnival what should have happened is they should have warned our clients. The warning shouldn't have come from the United States Department.
I get it. I get the duty of care. I get that there's a contract here. I get that they have a fiduciary responsibility and a legal responsibility to be safeguarding you. And clearly it didn't happen because, Amber, you guys believe that the guys who came and approached you with the drinks were somehow connected to the excursion. But then when you went to the
staff members,
they were staff members in staff clothing,
and they were in clothing, and then they took you to go find shells. And you say the man in the picture, that's the man who did this to me. Amber, you have no question because even though you guys say you were under the influence, you know who did what to you.
I did because I woke up. I came to in the process of my.
We were just conscious enough to have, or just aware enough to have enough to know that they were in uniforms and to know the area that we went to, and the resort security was able to pull up footage then and there and identify that there were 3 guys. One that took us to look at the shells, and then there were 2 that were already over there, I guess. And
the man who raped me, the lady, the lifeguard, I think her name was Coletta, said that the man who raped me hadn't even been working there an entire week.
You then tried to get help. You guys said that you kind of came to somewhere and you had gotten sick, which was probably lucky for you because you were able to get some of the drugs out of your system. They found some really heavy-duty drugs in your system.
Cocaine, meth, opiates.
So killer cocktail that they gave you guys.
Benzos.
Benzodiazepam.
I didn't even know that you could ingest some of those things. I thought those were things you had to smoke, or To
Well, look,
see the things that showed up on my talk screen was just traumatizing all over again.
And then we were treated as if we were drug addicts.
tell me about that. So you come to, obviously you've been sick, you've been violated. You ask for help. How do the authorities in the Bahamas treat what you're claiming?
There is a detective, and her name is Ashley Rollins. And
We asked for
we
kits
asked
multiple
for kits. We asked for U.S. doctors, for our cruise line doctors, and she refused us those. She said we had to wait for EMS. We had to wait for EMS. And I said, no, I want this done. And she said, no, you have to wait.
Well, then she forced us to go to the bathroom to urinate and wipe away the evidence. They took even the tissue. They had us change out of the one-piece swimsuits that we were wearing into our swimsuit covers.
Threw them in Walmart bags.
They told us if we wanted any justice, any kids or anything, we would have to go to the Bohemian hospital. However, the U.S. Embassy had already refused to help us. We would be stuck there and we would be on our own.
And that we would have to pay our way home, which we obviously
But
can't
we didn't
afford.
we didn't have passports though, so we would have to
So
figure that out.
they were trying to give you cold comfort here to try to get you to move
Yeah,
on,
it
is what
turns
you're
out-
suggesting. Dongayla,
Yeah, I talked to the U.S. Embassy today. They never contacted them at all.
I understand.
Even when they got back,
Let's do
even when
the, go ahead, counsel, tell me.
sorry to interrupt you, but
No.
I just wanted to point out, even when they got back to Jacksonville, no members of law enforcement from the U.S. were there to meet my clients.
Right.
They were sent
Not at
away
all.
in a vehicle to go back to their hometown.
Well, let's do this. People have been doing this the wrong way. Let's commit to doing it the right way. Amber, Dongayla, counsel, you have an open invitation here, not to keep reliving your trauma. I do not want you guys to do that. I'm not a ghoul. I want to be part of helping you heal and helping you get the satisfaction that this is being taken seriously, and to obviously warn other people about what happened to you. In the break, I'll give you my phone number and I'll give counsel it also. You call me whenever you want. You let me know what answers you aren't getting, what's not happening that you think should, and we'll take the case from here, okay? I promise you that. And I'm very sorry for you guys to have to relive this, but I just want people to know what you went through and to understand the importance of the cause. And we'll stay on it, I promise you.
Of course.
All right?
Thank you so much.
Wow. Look, I see a lot of people making a lot of different statements, and that's part of the reason that I titled this video the way that I did. I got no dog in this fight. Are they telling the truth? I don't know. Were they tourists going wrong? I don't know. All I know is that these men who were working on the clock should not have put their penises inside these women on the beach for any reason. There's a zero fraternizing policy at their job. These men, they couldn't wait. They couldn't deny. Please, this is not my fight at all. Be a part of the live show with thousands of other viewers. Go to TonyaTKO.com/text and join the text notification squad and get a text whenever I go live. Support the show and yourself, and I'll see you on the next live broadcast.